Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to do a episode review on Brynhildr in the darkness. And in this episode, dang, I mean, it had some information and maybe some fun times that that's worth watching, And yeah, some of these things that's revealed is pretty fascinating and so forth. Nothing much really happened, but some experience for some of the girls, maybe just two of them. And overall, I thought this episode was pretty good. I mean, I loved it at a certain point, and I still love it as it is now. But the end, it kind of got me to whoa, that is some crazy stuff right there. And without further ado, let's get this review on. Okay, we get to the beginning where Ryota talks to the professor about the pill, and he ends up taking a look and says I can't guarantee a success right now, because depending, it could take at least half a year or a month to even produce this thing, which is to Ryota's worry right now, because they only have a month's left of pills for the witches, and right now for Ryota, he ends up giving some kind of fertilized egg that Kuroneko gave to Ryota, to the doctor, and later he says, I'll take a look and analyze it, and by that time he ends up talking of what's going on. He ends up talking of what's going on here, and then talks to the other witches and so forth. Later, we end up seeing that Ryota seems to be having some hopes. Is hoping to have some hopes high for the witches, especially for Kuroneko. But at a certain point, the other witches ends up talking and says without Ryota, I think we would have been dead by now. We would never even survive. And I go yeah, that's pretty true. He's a pretty cool guy, especially when he comes for something. Even Kana-chan says, well, he has a thing for Neko, Kuroneko. He pretty much loves her, and then Kuroneko ends up blushing, says, what? She thinks it's impossible because Ryota only loves his childhood friend. But without further ado, Kazumi seems suspicious about that facial expression, saying I don't think I don't think it's like this and there, and later I think Kazumi ends up smacking Ryota behind the head with her school bag or something. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty hilarious right there. And later we kept going to when we got to Kuroneko and so forth. She's invited to have karaoke, and she ends up talking to Ryota, saying I'm not good at karaoke, I don't think I should go. But Ryota says, oh, I know you're good at karaoke. It's do da da, and then Kuroneko got hella mad or angry, and then blasted him with her magic, and Ryota says, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. Stop, please, I'm like, I guess you have your ways of doing things, And he gives Kuroneko some money to go have some fun, and Kuroneko had some fun around here while Ryota does his private tutor with some kind of girl. Later on, Ryota had to go early, and the girl says, what, you going on a date or something? He goes you're pretty ridiculous, that, ask a question that's not even pointless and do some review, will ya? And I go wow, man, a lot of chicks is trying to get to him, it's crazy. And Kuroneko ends up singing a song, but not before asking a question. How come my heart doesn't beat as fast when I hold on to yours, I'm like, oh dear me, dude. Don't ask those kind of questions in public, the people that you don't know. Ask the people to the ones that you do know. And Ryota finds Kuroneko at the karaoke, but he should stop. He thinks to himself he has to stop doing that because he's no better than a stalker. I go like, hey man, you care about her too much. You know, it's only natural for you to like what know what's up around here, know what's up around her, especially when she represents someone of you. Yeah, he ends up getting the result from the doctor, and bad news is they can't get it within a month, which sucks ass and it hurts. And Ryota ends up going to the astronomy club, and he sees Kazumi all like on the swimsuit, including Kotori and Kuroneko, but not before getting kicked down to the ground by Kazumi. And I go like, oh man, that's just gotta hurt right there in the jawbone, you know. And later it's like, just leave it as it is, you know. And I don't know what else to say. And before then, Kuroneko says, what are you staring at? And Ryota says, oh, nothing, I'm not staring at anything. I go like, yeah, just say that and don't do anything else, because you're only going to tick her off more and she's going to use her powers on you, you know? And later he ends up talking to Kotori about what this alien she saw, but it's all confusing, like muscle and meat. But before then, like the doctor ends up talking to these other people and says like and says that they'll send out another alien and take care of them, and they go like, okay, whatever. And these people says like, without this doctor, I don't think we will be able to like do something about this, though I'm not really sure. There's a lot of information that's been given in this episode, which is to my surprise, you know, and it's pretty exciting at certain points, you know. And before then, like after that, like Kuroneko, after we go back to Kotori and Ryota and kind of trying to consume me with the other girls, you know, they end up having their talk about this new witch or something, especially when Kotori was talking about it. Kazumi thinks it's a Valkyrie or something, and Kana-chan says, I'm not so sure, that's not what I heard. And Kuroneko mentions like she might be one of these kinds of witches to stop like humanity from going to ruin or to dust right now. And I go like, oh dang, this is pretty much all piecing together of like Kuroneko giving these kinds of things or something, and about Kotori seeing this alien and Kana-chan talking about it, and they ask him, so what's the result about the pills, you know? And Ryota, it looked reluctantly, he didn't want to say anything, but he had to say it. He says they can't do it within a month. Sooner or later it's going to take at least a half a year or so to actually do it. And this gotten to a point that they go like, well, we didn't expect anything, you know. And Ryota apologized really badly because he knew he couldn't do anything. And Kana-chan says, oh, don't sweat it, you know. I mean, we didn't expect any good results from the beginning anyway, all of them. And this hurt Ryota hella bad, and Kazumi decides to go outside, but she had to tear up because she doesn't have much time to live. And Ryota and Kazumi ends up going to a town because Kazumi needs a certain machine or computer part or something, you know, to get a device working. Later, they end up talking and Kazumi's like doing all this kind of stuff to him, which is to my surprise. But you know, like when I think about it, when it got to the point where Ryota, after buying that computer chip or part for her device, it's like she's living out the best she can do, and I just go like, that's pretty true. Once you have a limited time, like you want to do something that's really fun and possible, you know, because you don't know when your time is up, you know. It's like referring to us, you know. That's why I like a lot of animations like refer to these kinds of things, like you don't know when things are up, and you might as well spend the best of your time in it. And Ryota and Kazumi decide to go to a maid cafe, and it was pretty fun. I go like, oh yeah, have some fun, you know. And later on, Ryota ends up turning on the device at a certain point because like he thinks he'll get tracked, but since everyone else has that similar device, it's not going to be possible for them to track him. And later on, he ends up turning on the device, and Kazumi says, I would not rather go there, you know. And Ryota says, oh, you read this thing, you'll have German, so what does it say? She says, kill all the witches and we'll discuss our plan. And I go like, holy mother trucker, are you serious? And when it got to that point, my last words before the episode end was like, son of a bitch, Are you kidding me? I'm like, whoa, it sounds like some kind of crazed up plan to do some kind of ugly thing for the worse. I mean, seriously, for the worse. Alright, this episode right here had a lot of information that I still want to connect to, and hopefully all of you could connect to as well. It's like, here and there, I don't know what's going on, but I'm actually looking forward to, like, the next episode, but, it's like, hecka surprising right now. It just keeps getting better and better at these things. Like, information's given to us, and Kuroneko and Kazumi ends up having the time and having a fun time of what's limited to their lives, and it's really sad. And hopefully, like, there's something will turn up and nothing bad's going to happen, I mean, yeah. So I'll give this episode 4.5 out of 5, I mean, loved it, and see the fun times of Kuroneko and Kazumi of their lives, and hopefully things will get better for them, especially for the episode progressing, especially with the series. I'm Alpha Zero Forum. Have an awesome day, people. Later.